Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of When It Rains, It Pours. I'm Keith Ray.
No, I'm Captain America.
Captain America?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Happy 4th of July, dude.
Happy 4th of July,
4th of July weekend.
So I call it the other Juneteenth, you know. We should really just get rid of 4th of July and just make Juneteenth the only holiday we celebrate in the summer. That and Memorial Day. I mean, I like Memorial Day because it's like the only time of the year people like go to cemeteries for sure, you know. And really, if we're gonna have all that space allotted for these corpses, like it's good for people to go there once in a while, you know, and just drive by and be like, oh, hey.
What about Father's Day?
Father's Day is a summertime holiday. Unfortunately, our Father's Day was a little fucked up this year. Our dad was lost at sea for Father's Day. He's back now, back on the mainland, but unfortunately wasn't able to make it up to do the podcast. Some people that watch the show are probably a little disappointed that we haven't put out the dad-isode yet, but hey.
It's funny, too, because he was doing this big trip. All the stuff I got him for Father's Day was like a captain's hat and like a corncob pipe and a freaking leather, like old-timey spyglass.
And the, yeah, and now
it's just going to remind him of like one of the worst experiences of his life.
Yeah. Well, he got to fly in a helicopter for the first time since.
Picked up by the, like, when they dropped the little rope down to you from the helicopter.
Yeah. Which I'm not grabbing a hold of a fucking rope.
Coast Guard rescue. Well, it's like a harness.
Oh, you can
It's like, I don't know if it's like a full chest harness or if it's just one that like wraps around you, but it depends probably on what they have. But it's not like just you grab on with your hands like you're climbing the rope in gym class.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have like just like
have something to hook you to it, and then they pull you up.
It's not like one of those makeshift swings that has like one 2x4 with a hole drilled in it and a knotted rope going through the bottom side, and you just no. Okay.
It's not like the rope ladder from fucking Batman. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Those rope ladders, talk about a terrible way to get onto an airplane. I mean, or a helicopter, I mean.
Yeah.
But, Dad's safe and sound back on the land. That's good. But, and holidays suck in general. Holidays always got to do with people being dead, usually. You know what I mean? Like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas.
Dude,
these are life holidays.
American Appreciation Month, dude.
Is this it's American Appreciation Month? I didn't know that.
July.
We're supposed to appreciate being American?
USA.
Yeah. Well, speaking of USA, we did have one of our, I think we should at least mention it. We don't have to go into details, but we had one of the American runners for the Olympics was told that they can't run because they tested positive for marijuana, which everybody's like, that's not a performance enhancing drug. And it's like, I don't think that's why it's a rule that you can't test positive for it. I don't think they prohibit marijuana use because it will make you a better athlete. I think they prohibit marijuana use the same way that they prohibit heroin use. It's like no illicit drug use.
I mean, whatever. It's legal in a lot of the states, but it's not legal federally. So if that's their rule, you ought to know the rules. If it means that much to you, I think you could give it up for a few months or whatever.
Yeah. And
I'm not hating on her for smoking weed.
No.
Fucking Michael Phelps has more medals than anybody of all time. He's on camera smoking bongs and shit.
Hell yeah.
And he, just like you, he likes the transsexuals too.
Well, regardless of that, we're not going to go into that at all. We all
The
know
point
why
is,
Michael Phelps.
he smoked weed, but he didn't ever fail no tests.
Exactly.
So
it's like check your gangster, lady. Like, fucking. You're in peak physical condition.
Lance Armstrong
you could test
took
positive.
all the performance-enhancing drugs for years and years and won the Tour de France over and over and over again, and never took so many tests, never failed one.
There you go.
And you can't pass a weed test. I know it's probably harder for women because they can't get that Whizzinator.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Shaped like a dick and.
No, but they could shove a fucking bottle of clean piss up their fucking sneaky pocket.
She should have known a way to either give it up until you're done. I mean, dude, for a peak athlete like her, it would take her probably
a week,
4 days to get that shit out of her
Exactly.
system.
That's what I'm saying. It's like she doesn't.
Just
it's stored in the fat cells.
Take a break.
It'd take me 3 months to piss clean.
It's just
It'd take her 48 hours.
It's a dumb mistake. Should the rule be changed? Possibly, but you knew the rules. I mean, the Olympics only come around every 4 years. You'd think it would have been more important to her, I would think.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hate on her. I mean, do what you want to do. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Well, at least she gets out of having to listen to the national anthem over and over again, which that's how they punish
probably just
the
get
champions.
some weed like named after her and shit, make money off of that. You don't get paid for the Olympics anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking turn it into a positive.
Yeah, like Michael Phelps, he started doing those commercials for those glasses that make your ears look smaller, or whatever.
What?
Didn't he? Didn't he have like a glasses sponsorship where?
I don't know.
It was like,
I never heard of that.
I know that was his advantage in the pool, was that he had like his little ears doing the flips. That's like extra. People thought it was drag, but those ears are swimming too, bro.
They tuck the ears under their hair caps.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Does he wear a hair cap? I thought he was a shaved guy.
All of them wear it, even if they got a shaved head.
Oh, really? Well,
no, he never had a bald head.
Really?
Have you ever seen Michael Phelps?
Man, I really don't give a shit about sports that aren't like.
Oh yeah, I watch all the swimming meets. No, but I fucking know who Michael Phelps is. He's one of the most famous athletes of all time.
Yeah, Wheaties box, future woman of the year.
Commercials, news stories.
Yeah.
You name it. Fucking TV appearances.
He was kind of a celebrity Olympian.
I mean, he lost a lot of his sponsors when he was on that video smoking weed, but I don't know. I definitely know what he looks like. Knows he never had a fucking skinhead.
Oh, well, I just thought they all shaved every hair on their whole body.
They shave their body hair, but they wear those fucking caps. You never seen a swim cap?
I thought that was just for like when they dance in the pool.
No, motherfucker.
What's that called?
For competitive swimming.
Synchronized swimming or something like that?
Yeah.
Where they do like a little ballet or whatever, like the beginning of Austin Powers.
Dang. They all wear those swim caps, man, for competitive swimming.
Well, you mentioned old King Doper himself, Lance Armstrong. I heard some crazy shit went down in the Tour de France this week, John. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It was last week.
Oh, it was last week?
Yeah, it was during the first stage. And this lady was holding a sign out over trying to get it on TV, like when the bikers passed her. And it was, her grandma was German. She's French, but her grandma was German. So it said in French and German, it said, "Go grandma, go grandpa." So she's holding it, but she's holding it with her arm all the way out. And she creeps out onto the course right as the bikers are going by and just clips this one dude with her arm.
Oh,
He's
shit.
knocked off. Fucking, it's like
Fucking
50,
clotheslined him?
50, yeah, basically. and like 50 other bikers like crashed behind him. Like there was like maybe 10 guys that were in the front and to the left of where it happened, and they were scot-free. But like everybody else was either crashed or stopped behind the people that were crashed.
Oh wow! And
they were all bunched up, so they weren't going super fast. So like if the cardboard was just out there, if she didn't have her whole arm out there, they would have just rolled right through the cardboard.
If she was just holding the sign, they could have just smacked the sign and kept on going.
Yeah, it was like for Oni and Opa. And
did her grandma and grandpa wreck their bicycles?
No. She was just sending a message to them. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So they watched the Tour de France, and she was like...
Her grandma and grandpa weren't in the race.
Oh, well, I'm like... Because you said it was like, go grandma, go grandpa, and it's like... go where? Are they participating in this race?
Maybe her German isn't that as good as she thinks or something. I don't know. Maybe she meant something else, but... They said, I can't remember what it said.
I mean, it seems nice. It seems
they
pleasant.
said it was in, part of the message was in French and part was in German. But then, so when she, after the shit happened, she fucking bounced.
Whoa.
And like all the cops were looking for her and shit. They couldn't find her. She was gone. So then she fled the country to Germany, probably to her grandma's house.
She's like, well, I know at least one couple of people that'll take me.
Did you see me on TV? They got to see her on TV. It might not have been the best reason. But then...
she ain't going to Disneyland.
She came back and like right after it happened, like the Tour de France officials and shit were saying they were going to press charges and sue her and all this shit. And like some of the riders were injured.
Because that's if you bankrupt a cycling fan, that'll undo the massive collision.
So then she ended up coming back and turning herself in. I think maybe Wednesday this week. And but the Tour de France people said they aren't gonna pursue anything. They're not gonna sue her. But she's still going to face trial in October from...
What's her crime?
The state. Reckless endangerment and involuntarily causing injuries.
Okay. Well, I didn't know involuntarily causing injury was a crime. I know involuntarily killing someone is a crime.
Involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that law, but like
this is
involuntary
assault, basically. But reckless endangerment. I mean, you've heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of reckless endangerment. I never thought of holding a sign as reckless endangerment.
Well, dude, do you know these dudes are riding bikes? They should have like some kind of barrier.
Yeah.
But it's a sport where you can't really put up like a big wall.
Not through the entire country of France. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but also just because you can't, then you won't be able to see anything if you're there watching it. Because these people that follow it, they'll drive from where they are one day and catch up to where the bikers go, or they'll, after they pass them, they'll jump ahead of where they go and go to another spot. Like, so there is...
You kind of follow the race.
Yeah, because they stop every night.
The cyclists do?
Yeah. It's done in stages. So then who's ever at the front, then they start at the front the next day. So it's not like they're just going nonstop. They stop, sleep, eat, and all that shit. So you can't like put up a barrier where you can't, but I mean, they have like little haystacks and shit.
It's just not
like, but I'm surprised this hadn't happened more. Like,
Yeah.
It's dumb though. Like I said, like even if she just held out the sign from the back, and then they would have just hit it and kept going.
Yeah.
All it was cardboard with marker on it. But with her arm out there, like it doesn't take that much to knock you off especially when you're not expecting it. I mean, those dudes are good at riding bikes, but if you get hit and you're in that crowd of people, there's not much you can do.
It's like when they grabbed Kramer's cup of coffee from in Seinfeld when the Jean Paul's running the marathon. He grabs his coffee, thinking it's a glass of water or a cup of water, splashes it on his face, scalding himself and costing him the New York Marathon.
The alarm clock.
Yeah, the alarm clock episode. And I mean, sure, that was just another instance caught on camera of Michael Richards victimizing a person of color. But I think that, it's just kind of shit happens. I don't think this lady belongs in prison or jail or maybe a fine, but like keep it like a speeding ticket.
Camille Mia Sony.
If any of these guys,
that's the prosecutor. They don't give the woman's name.
If any of these guys can't cycle again and affects their livelihood, maybe they could sue her in civil court.
No, it says the charges carry a possible 1-year prison term, depending on the severity of the injuries. So once they figure out how that's why the trial won't till October.
So it's like a day in jail for every skinned knee that she caused.
Fine of 15,000 euros.
It's like, I've wrecked off of a bicycle.
Which is before. Like 18,000.
I was a child in the 90s.
Did you wreck off a bike and then have 50 other people wreck on bikes on top of you?
No.
Like, dude, if you see the video, Is
it brutal?
It's not. I mean, it's better because they weren't going that fast. Because they were all bunched up like it was early. Like, once they get spread out and get going faster, then that might have been worse. But it says she doesn't have any prior record, so it's unlikely she'll go to prison. That's the
she
maximum.
She seems like a nice young woman who loves her grandparents.
Year of probation, and I mean that's a hefty fine, dude.
Yeah,
that's like $18,000.
Fuck that.
15,000 euros.
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you just take that out of what one of these dudes makes for being like, these are the best bicycle tires. Like, fuck off. You need this lady's 18 grand because she loves her grandparents.
Yeah. I'm sure all of these fucking cyclists are really raking in the big bucks.
Yeah.
Dude, they aren't fucking millionaires like fucking baseball players and football players.
Oh, well then maybe they should
Lance
participate in a
Armstrong,
sport someone gives
Lance
a shit
Armstrong
about.
Can you even name one other cyclist?
That's what I'm saying, is nobody gives a shit about cycling
they
anyway.
Probably make good money, but...
Why should we care enough about them to hurt this young woman's life? Like, they wreck their bicycles. They're bicyclists.
Do the crime, you do the time.
But her crime was holding up a sign that says, I love you, Grandma. It's like,
sometimes you fuck up. You hurt a bunch of people. You gotta pay the price.
See, that's nobody has...
It's not like
nobody has a shit happens
stay in jail until she pays it. They'll probably make her pay it off in fucking payments. Sometimes you gotta pay for your mistakes.
Yeah, well... Her grandma's probably got lots of loot stolen from Jewish families at the beginning of World War II. Break off a little bit of that stolen Jew gold.
She's 30, so...
Oh, her grandma's in her 30s? No, if she's in her 30s, grandma's got some Nazi loot.
She's 30.
They never recovered, most of that shit. Most of that shit's just in
Maybe she
German
had her stuff stolen from her.
What do you mean? Maybe she was a German Jew.
Maybe she didn't have any part in it, and fucking soldiers stole from her.
Oh, are you acting like there are innocent German people?
Probably. So.
That's very open-minded of you, John. Very open-minded of you. You know,
I'm part German.
You do forget that some people but that's from way back, like before the Bund, even before the Kaiser.
Maybe World War One. I don't know when. No, my family's been over here longer than that.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's
that's
full German. Schulmeyer is
pretty German.
It's about as German as you can get.
Yeah, but that's like the chocolate cake German. That's not like the Ziethheil German, you know.
It's a Heidelberg Cafe German.
Yeah. Which there is absolutely no Nazi memorabilia at all.
They got a lot of memorabilia.
A lot of German memorabilia, not any of it with a fascist tinge.
No, they're like from the hills, the Black Forest type.
Hell yeah. that Black Forest ham, bro.
Black Forest everything.
Not Black
German
Forest ham,
cake.
bro. Black Forest ham, bro. Because a ham, bro, is a...
Point is, what do you get when you get German, Irish, and English?
Mixed? What?
You get USA.
USA. Yeah, for sure. But, okay, so let's just get off of cycling.
So, yeah, she's going to pay a fine. She probably won't have, like, they said that's the maximums. So they'll probably take it easy on her because she doesn't have any prior record. It's a sweet story. She loves her grandparents. La-di-da.
Yeah. I feel like she's going to be okay. And I feel like all these cyclists are also probably okay. Like, we're not hearing anything about any of these no-name.
No, it's going to be tough to come back from that and win.
Yeah, do they have to use the same bicycles?
Oh, they got multiple bikes, I'm sure.
Okay. They're not going to be like, oh, you got to finish it on a bent rim.
No. They would be able to get a new one, or they already probably have multiples.
Well,
because they crash anyway.
It's crazy. Like, imagine if all of Nick Cannon's future grandchildren all held up signs at the Tour de France saying, I love you, Grandpa. It would have knocked down all the cyclists in the entire country of France because that motherfucker has too many kids. And he's about to have... You know how it works.
It'd have to be the tour to China and just plaster the sign on the Great Wall and just ride up the side of it.
Yeah. I just don't understand how this is even possible. I get it. People who are very rich can have lots of children and afford their children easily, but 4 kids in 6 months by 3 different women? God damn. This guy is, first off, fucking almost Pimp Bobway levels, you know? Like,
dude, I don't know. He might be knocking that dude off the pedestal soon.
He might knock that dude off.
That dude might have even died, I think.
Well, I mean,
he was still pretty old. Off to a good start. Nick Cannon still only got like 7 now.
It's so crazy how many women choose
4
to
in 6
keep.
months is crazy, though.
So is it just because he's so rich that they choose to keep the baby so that they can no longer have to work for the next 18 years?
He's not talking anybody into abortion. Hell no.
Well, is that against the Black Israelite religion?
No, it's against those women getting paid off of his rich ass.
Okay. Well, that's the thing.
You think he's going to knock a chick up and then be like, hey, baby, I love you, but get an abortion for me? Hell no.
Yeah, none of
she
them
knows
are.
That's guaranteed checks for at least 18 years.
Yeah. Before, she thought she was just like, getting a couple of nuts busted and maybe
dude, Paul
Uber
McCartney's
XL on the way home
with the missing leg was getting $20K a week, I think.
I love how you don't remember her name. You call her with the missing leg. Yeah,
Millie Foster or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we should have never known she existed anyway.
Fucking big boy put her in the fucking song. He's like, she's getting $20K a week. That bitch is eating good.
Yeah, too much. You don't
Ask
deserve...
Paul McCartney. The lawyers couldn't stop it.
Damn.
Slaughtered all them pockets. Had to tie her to a rocket. Send her into outer space. I know he wish he could. Because she's getting $20K a week. That bitch is eating good.
Yeah.
But they didn't even have kids.
They didn't have kids?
Hell no, he didn't have kids with that chick.
Oh, okay. So that was just an alimony situation.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
But Nick Cannon said he doesn't believe in birth control because he has lupus and he's not going to live that long. Dude, lupus is not a fucking death sentence, dude. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah, that's a good...
Not to mention you're rich as fuck, so you have the best doctors.
Yeah. If you were poor with lupus, you might not live as long as you would.
You might not live as long, but by what, 5%? It doesn't mean you're gonna die like, and when you're in your 40s or 50s or something.
Really?
Dude, people who live with lupus,
Provided they take care of themselves.
I mean, there's varying degrees of them, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who takes better care of themselves than someone that's rich as fuck? Probably, dude seems like he's probably goes to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, he's not fat or nothing. Seems like he's in good shape.
Yeah, he's scrawny.
And he's rich as hell.
So
I
he
think
can
he's
look
gonna
real
last.
wiry off just a few
what
months
is
of
the
working
point
out.
of saying, okay, well,
I'm not going to be here to raise any of these kids.
yeah,
I need to
wanna
have as many as
have
possible.
as many kids and then die and not even raise them.
Yeah, we need so much.
I don't get it. What's the point?
We need 25, 30 people with half your
Dude.
DNA running around.
The good thing about it is, like,
I hate Nick Cannon so
Nick
fucking
Cannon
much.
is one of the probably smartest
Stupidest.
people in the world. Like, he's passing on good genes. Like, a lot of the shit he says, I really dig. Like, and just look at,
like, give me an example. What's one of the things he says that you agree with?
I can't think of any, but it's part of the bit. Like,
okay.
This dude, look, you can tell how this dude's IQ is through the roof just by looking at the names of his kids. One of them is named Zillion Air Cannon. That's first name Zillion, middle name H-E-I-R.
Oh my God.
Cannon.
Jesus. So that's that whole John, if I may, I'll go
find
ahead and
these
I'll break that name down for you.
Here's
that's
another
Zillion, which is a non-existing number, which is a number that doesn't exist.
That's one of the twins. The other twin is named Zion Mixolydian Cannon.
Oh my God. Okay. Fuck Nick Cannon. Because I can break both these kids.
The chick
is
a DJ, so maybe that Mixolydian is her DJ name.
We'll break it down. So you got Zillionaire Cannon. So zillion is a number that kids say bazillion. You know, it's a number that children say in play because they don't understand the concept of giant numbers like million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. So they say, oh, but the biggest number is zillion. And then one of them finds out about the word infinity, and then like their little brains explode. Oh, I'm better than you times infinity.
And he's gotten a lot more creative with the names. Like his first kids was with Mariah Carey, Moroccan and Monroe.
Well, Moroccan is that's like naming somebody Italian or French. Well, this is my son, French Stewart, the third. Ray.
This is my son, American Ray.
Here's my son, American. Here's my son, Canadian. No, that's like if you were that boxer, George Foreman. Your kids' names, like he named all his kids George Foreman except for the daughter,
Georgina.
But like, so the theme of his kids'
He's
names
not the
was
only
George
person to do
Foreman.
that,
But if you did it like, oh, this is my kid,
I've known
my daughter Mexican.
I've known people that name their kid their name multiple times, but it was with different women.
Oh yeah.
So he had like
Fred,
4 or 5 juniors.
Yeah, Fred Jr.,
No.
Fred Jr., another one. No, it's not Fred that had these multiple Freds.
I'm not talking about anybody named Fred.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about a different person you don't know.
Oh, okay. My bad. Maybe you don't want to drop their name on there.
And I wasn't going to.
Oh, my bad.
It isn't.
It isn't the homie.
Anybody named Fred.
I can have.
He
him
had
take
mostly
it out
girls.
I can have him take it out and post. No big deal.
Okay, we'll stop saying it. So
I did. Not a big deal. So,
hold on.
What
another one is Powerful Queen Cannon.
Yeah, see, if it was just Queen, that's like a nice name. Queen, Queenie, those are nice names. But Powerful doesn't sound like a girl's name. And I'm not to say women can't be tremendously powerful. Oof. I'm just saying, like, it sounds like Howard.
And this is Zion and Zillion.
Zillionaire, and it's like
we're the twins.
But
dude, this chick doesn't even look that hot either.
I don't care about how attractive their mothers are. I don't care that Nick Cannon doesn't believe in rubbers. I don't use them myself hardly ever. It's like, just get tested and avoid that shit at all costs. Because, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like that. Why so many?
One of those 7 is going to be a Nobel Peace winner.
Or a fucking serial killer.
Scientist.
Or a fucking... Or one of Nick Cannon's children will end up homeless. I guess that's the silver lining to this playbook. We're like,
you don't think
he had enough
got
kids
that much wealth built up?
No, I'm saying even if even with his wealth, one of them is going to be big enough of a fuck up dipshit that
He's
they
on
just
a lot of shit,
throw away everything that they get from him, and then their siblings are like, you ain't throwing away mine, so they cut him out of the life, and then little Zillionaire is sitting on the corner with a cup going, my name doesn't make any sense anymore. No one in the family talks to me. Dude, my name implies that I have tremendous wealth.
That's setting you up for, that's big expectations. Like, you're not a billionaire, Nick, so you're jumping 2 brackets for your son?
Yeah, first...
You're a millionaire.
Yeah.
But,
and the most anybody's ever been is a billionaire. And then, of course, and zillionaire, to have him literally aspire to being...
That's even 3, because that's trillion comes before a zillion, doesn't it?
Zillion isn't real. It's like how little kids explain a number that's bigger than million and billion, because they don't know the word trillion yet. They're just like, it's a fictitious number that you're having him aspire to an amount of wealth that doesn't exist.
We're the only people that know about trillions.
What do you...
The national deficit.
There are
USA.
That's true. The national USA. So you're really leaning into this patriotic thing this week, huh?
Yeah.
Are you like...
It's American Pride Month.
Shut the fuck up. God, I hate that. If it really was like, and everything, I guess it is.
The only thing I don't like is the fireworks.
Yeah, I don't care for them either because they upset your dogs, right?
Especially because they upset my dogs.
Yeah, I saw somebody post online the other day a really thoughtful message about how, hey, on 4th of July, go crazy. But this whole doing fireworks every single day leading up to the 4th of July.
No, it's weeks.
It's weeks, yeah. It's
weeks, like 2 weeks before and at least a week after. Everybody got to get rid of their extras.
Well, that can be really upsetting for people with post-traumatic stress disorder, and then also people's dogs. But the problem was that the person I saw that posted this, it was like in their community page, down in Galveston. They were like, hey, I know you guys are jazzed about the 4th, but, you know, there are people who have post-traumatic stress disorder, there are people who have dogs, and there are people who have dogs with anxiety. And I don't know where you come down on dogs having mental illnesses, John, but I think it's just the fact that it upsets them. They don't have to be particularly anxious dogs to be upset by big explosions that are unexplained. Like, you can't be like, well, this is the time of year we won the Revolutionary War there, Rocco. They're not going to understand you. All they understand is giant
just think about
explosion.
it, like they're scared of, like, storms and shit. What do you think they're going to think about fucking loud-ass bangs?
Yeah. It's funny, I was, speaking of loud-ass bangs, I was on the phone with a friend of mine the other day, and she and I were talking about the apartment here, and I was like, yeah, you know, when I first moved in, there was a shooting I saw, and then not too long after that, I saw another shooting early in the morning. There was one I didn't hear about, and the guy died, and I was like, but, well, he was shot and is now deceased.
That was the first one.
Yeah. And I saw him just telling her, like, yeah, so, like, it's not the safest neighborhood in the world, but it's, my apartment's nice, you know? And I'm like, and I haven't really seen anything since that second time. And, like, right as I was just finishing up saying how it'd been a minute, this dude across the pond just pulls out his pistol and empties the clip into the air. Jesus. Like, I'm holding the phone. Like, oh my God. Like, it's the second I get done saying, it's been a minute since there's been anything like this. This dude's just, and he's just fucking, I probably 20 shots.
Like it's Cabrini Greens.
And I like was fucking frozen, you know? I'm like holding the phone so that, cause I'm like, that's fucking terrifying. I don't want this person to think my place is scary. I live in a fucking war zone. But I understand that he didn't point it straight up in the air cause he didn't want it to come.
Person?
I don't know. He fucking lives here, I guess. Or maybe he was visiting. We got some real ballsy visitors, I guess. Oh, man. It fucking upset me, man. Like, thinking about... Because, like, where he was aiming this direction. Like...
Which pond?
Right across the pond behind the apartment.
This one?
Yeah, he's shooting right into that neighborhood over there. Between the high school and the apartments. It's fucking horrible. Like, any of those bullets could come down, like, you know, anywhere in there. Like, I don't know how long it takes a bullet to fall out of the sky or how far it goes. I haven't done the geometry on the shit. But, you know, we could ask one of these kids at the school that you're aiming at to do the fucking math for us. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Probably would need physics more than geometry.
Well, I think you could add.
But, I mean, geometry would be included.
Yeah, because it's like the angle, the rate of gravity, the propulsion. Fuck you, dude. Well,
Continue, Professor.
Yeah. I heard down in Texas they shot a peeping Tom. No, let's go back to fucking dumbass Nick Cannon, okay? This guy thinks that he's like the lost tribe of Israel and that the white devil is... Like, he's raising up a whole bunch of little awful...
Was he saying white devil?
Oh, he's all about that shit. You don't know about his
I thought he was saying more stuff against Jews.
Oh, well, he hates the Jews, of course.
Well, he said he did. He said he did, and then he retracted it.
Well, yeah, he retracted it, but
he only lost like one job out of the whole thing. I think. Like, he's still working on his shit.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, there's
Does he still wear that turban thing?
there's a whole thing about how you get to be a racist if you are any race other than white, pretty much. Like, and also any nationality other than American. I've noticed. So, because if you're a white guy from Italy, you look down on everybody in the world that's not Italian. So, or a white guy from Russia, you look down on everybody in the world that's not
other
Russian.
Racists.
What'd you say?
There's other people that are racist.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But pretty much the only group of people who've lost their racist privileges are
some black people are racist against Asian people. Some Asian people are racist against black people.
I don't know if you should say some when it comes to the Asian being racist against black people. That might be an all.
Some Asian people are racist against other types of Asian people.
Yeah. Very common. But Nick Cannon's especially racist against
Jewish
people, white people.
Some Jewish people are racist against other.
But the thing is, like,
everybody is.
You have to be taught that kind of racism, because like the kind of racist he is like wrapped up in this whole ego politics, identity politics.
I think he was just indoctrinated by people that were. I was joking when I said I thought he was smart.
People who are much more intelligent than him, shiesty con artists who.
Well, it's just like people that
prey on people who want a direction in life, and
Muslims get, seduced by militant Muslims.
Yeah.
Al Qaeda.
Well, I don't know if I had a show on MTV.
ISIS, they all recruit people that are really just want to be good Muslims, but they get. Fucking brainwashed.
But it's like, if you got a show, if you're like literally on MTV's dick your entire career, you can't be like, I hate white America. They're so oppressive. They're so oppressive that they gave me this massive fortune, And also, of course, it's not really a massive fortune that he has got for himself. He also, stole a bunch of money from Mariah Carey. So
how did he do that?
In their divorce settlement. He won that like a motherfucker.
How is it stealing?
Well, if it's stealing every time,
I give him props for that, dude. Like, for once, the man gets his chunk.
See, that's what I'm saying. You're
that's
saying
why he can afford to have all these other kids.
You illustrated it perfectly right there. If it's for once, clearly we think there's something fucked up about it. And you're like, oh, for once we got our fair share. Shit. It's like, no, it's either wrong when women do it and when men do it.
Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos.
Dude, I hope they cut the motherfuckers in half. Like, I hope that they literally take their legs.
When they were married, they were probably doing okay, but they made most of their shit way after they were married. So
yeah,
and where do they stay? California knows how to part your money
from you. Yeah. That's where I learned about how much Asian people hate black people, was in California.
Well, not all Asian people.
I'm not saying all. Who says all? You can't say all. But rude.
The kind that own convenience stores.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's not like Asian comics that I've hung out with are particularly racist against black people. They grow up idolizing guys like Chris Rock and Eddie Griffin and Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and Chris Tucker,
not Chris Rock,
and then they follow in their footsteps and go on to be comedians. Like clearly they're not racist guys.
Coming out of my mouth.
But their parents, I wouldn't ask how their parents feel about living next door to a black family or servicing black people at whatever business they're the proprietor of. No, I probably wouldn't. It's just, that's the thing, is like, but that's part of the benign racism, you see, because racism really only hurts, John, if it's directed at somebody who isn't a white American, you see, because like if you direct your racism at somebody who, like, say for instance, we're talking about the racism that goes on in Nick Cannon's mind. where he thinks he is an oppressed former child of Israel.
We were talking about how he had a bunch of kids.
I know, but that's what I'm. Well, here's the thing. Why do these dumbass motherfuckers have so many kids? Now we're gonna have like 13 little fucking children of Israel running around, getting indoctrinated.
Dude, they're not gonna be spending time with him. They're gonna be raised by the mothers, man.
Well, yeah, because he's gonna die of lupus.
He's gonna see those kids a couple times a year. Like, dude, those kids will probably end up doing good. Their moms will probably have them in good private schools. Fucking can't blame. I mean, he's lucky enough that he's got enough money. He can take really good care of all these kids.
Do you remember when he tried to call out Eminem?
But he's not. He's not going to be raising any of them.
That's a good point.
That's spread too thin.
Maybe they'll be able to avoid his horrible political / religious views.
I mean, if they're gonna probably, a lot of them are probably gonna resent the older kids because they're gonna see more of them because their mom's Mariah.
Well, either way, if you are like, if you're happy for Nick Cannon and his ever expansive polyamorous marriage,
his
like,
brood.
I don't know. Yeah, his brood, his the children that aren't his. I mean, they're his biologically, but like you said, he won't have anything to fucking do with them. It's like you can't have more than 2 or 3 kids. After 2 or 3 kids, they're pretty much raising themselves. It's automatic neglect, you know, because a person's only got 2 arms. You got 2 parents, you need fucking maximum 4 kids. But I guess he's like, well, since they're all with different mothers, it's like, you know, if you have all your children with a different
deal
mother,
with all those women, though,
just
that's
let
too much,
dude
man.
Bust it all up in them
For
raw,
what?
dude.
How many is it? 3.
It's
5 women.
5 women, but 4 in the last
and one
6
of them
months.
is Mariah Carey. That's like 3 women.
That's true.
So it's fucking 7 women, basically.
It's
Dude,
she's like
a
2
diva
women
like
and all
her,
the high notes.
You know how much effort it takes to fucking keep shit under wraps with her?
Well, but what I want to know
all
is
these other chicks are like want to be DJs and shit.
Who's gonna be manning the
they're
AR?
They're gonna be spinning the 1s and 2s at the Masked Singer and shit.
Jesus Christ!
You better get me a job, Nick.
What you want to bet more than 1 child of his ends up homeless?
You want to see Zillionaire for Christmas?
I want to be spinning those records at the fucking MTV Movie Awards. And you better get me one of those little buckets of popcorn and shit. Like I don't
think he works for MTV anymore.
No, is that the one that he lost? He is. There's still show Wild 'N Out on MTV too, about 12 hours a day.
Think about. I wonder if fucking Ryan Seacrest is fucking spreading his seed like that. Nick Cannon's kind of like the black Ryan Seacrest. Like they got a job and everything. You know.
Well, you can't get a
they
man
got like
pregnant.
10 different shows.
Ryan Seacrest, ain't he gay?
I don't think so.
Or was that just a joke? Everybody just went around going, Ryan Seacrest is gay for like 10 years.
Maybe. We could look it up.
Like, because you should. Because, like, Anderson Cooper, everybody was definitely like, that dude's gay all the time. And I was always like, what on earth makes you say that about Anderson Cooper? Like, he was never like, yes, bitch, on the fucking news. Like, guy played it pretty straight, but people for decades, I remember hearing people joke that he was gay, and then he came out, and I was like, oh, I thought he was already out, because why would everybody call him gay all the time if he wasn't, you know what I mean? But Seacrest, I know for sure, has definitely suffered that same Anderson Cooper, oh, he's fucking gay. Fucking, Well,
No.
Those jokes have kind of died away with the word gay. Like, people don't call things gay anymore, and thus people don't really call people gay.
Always had girlfriends.
Really?
Yeah.
Beards, we call them.
Juliana Huff, Sarah Jean Underwood.
When you have
Shayna Taylor, I think, is that?
When you have 6, 12, 13 children, how are you supposed to stand watch over their bed at night, armed to the teeth, making sure people don't be looking at them in their jammies? Did you hear about this, John? Fucking down in Texas, apparently.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, all these stories are coming from Texas and Colorado.
Really? And, well, Oregon.
Well, I mean...
And France.
I'm just saying, like, all the crazy stories we go through, they're always, like, Florida, Texas, or Colorado.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the wild part of the country, really. I mean, I have to say, even though people just be emptying clips on a whim, where I live seems relatively subdued. Still feel way safer. That's funny. Witnessed 3 shootings since I lived here. Somehow managed to feel 10 times safer than living in Hollywood. You know, I know that I could get shot at any minute, but every time I leave the house, I don't feel like I'm about to be stabbed. So that's, it's like the not having any stabbing terror makes you, you know, kind of compartmentalize the gun terror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is in Houston, though.
That's right. Shout out. Shout out to H-Town, Harris County, baby.
Was
it in Sugar Land?
Parents found a peeping Tom outside their 10-year-old's bedroom window.
Boy or girl? Does it say?
Daughter.
Daughter? Yeah. Okay. So this is a straight peeping Tom. Piece of shit, cis white male.
So I guess the daughter screamed Sunday night and spotted the man touching himself. I can't laugh at this. But
why do you find that funny?
It's just the way they say it.
Start it over. So how does he say it again?
The couple say they heard their daughter scream late Sunday night when she spotted the man touching himself. Okay. Local reports said. They don't want to give credit to it. It's local reports.
Hey.
It's just, hey, we're not going to tell you who told us that. So she looked over the window and the guy... This guy is at her window.
He's at the window?
That's what the mother said.
Okay.
So, they said, he took my daughter's innocence away.
What? I think you took your daughter's innocence away.
Like, dude,
when you gunned this man down.
The daughter was in there naked. Like, she's just in her room.
What do you mean? This lady, she was naked?
I said it's not like she is.
Oh, okay.
She was just in her room.
Yeah, she was just in.
But
no,
that is weird. If she,
imagine,
I guess if she saw
yeah.
more than just him touching him, like
I don't know,
she saw the whole shebang. that would be a little bit of innocence gone.
Yeah,
I'll give that credit.
You don't want her to see the nut. You know, like if she just sees him grab his dick,
I meant even just seeing the dick.
Oh, I thought by the whole shebang you meant like he comes on the window and
no, I meant just
and
like
she like the first time she sees a man ejaculate,
it's over the pants.
Over the pants.
That's not really, but
over the pants.
Still creepy, and you should go to jail. But
well, there's no need to go to jail when you're dead.
If he did the whole thing and. Yeah.
And these parents are not going to be charged because that's Texas, baby.
They shot the shit out of them.
Yeah, and I love that. I support that. You don't wag your dick at my daughter in her bedroom through the window. Texas.
You're going to get shot.
Yeah. Did they say what gun they used to kill a guy?
Let's see.
I don't know.
It says armed with handguns.
Oh, handguns.
So they ran out of the house and went after him. They said he was intoxicated. The father. So they told him to lie down, wait for the police. He wouldn't lay down. He wouldn't stop. Went to a gas station. They followed him. The dad went inside the gas station to call 911, and the mom held the suspect outside. So the dude rushed the mom and tried to get her gun. So then that's when he took the gun from her and pointed at her, and that's when the dad shot her.
Damn.
So why didn't the mom go in to call 911 and the dad hold the dude?
Interesting point, John. You see, but that's misogynist of you. That means you hate women. Because you don't think the woman is strong enough to hold this man at gunpoint.
She didn't shoot the dude when he charged at her. That dad would.
She let him get the gun away from her.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and he still saved the day.
But whether or not that's her personal flaw as an individual or just the fact that she's the woman and not the man.
Maybe it's just the Captain America in me that...
You're feeling this whole like, oh yeah, how do we get America? Men. You know?
USA.
Men working hard as fuck, killing motherfuckers. That's how we got America.
I don't have any daughters, but if I was in this situation and it was my lady, I would be the one that's gonna be fucking watching this dude.
Yeah.
You can
babe,
you can call it misogynist, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm bigger and stronger than any lady that I would ever be with.
Yeah.
So.
And did you know that that's actually a genetic thing? People like
what? Being a hero?
No,
like me.
Women
USA?
And men being together based on the fact that the man is bigger than the woman. Women like men that are bigger than them, and men like women that are smaller than them. Huh? Isn't that crazy? So it's also been confused as a beauty standard, genetics. But no, it goes back. It's like a natural yearning from the essentially uncivilized times of human history, where being bigger and stronger meant you could protect and thus survive.
Dude, is this are you Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Dude, I've been learning a lot.
You're just trying to be a professor today.
I'm a learned man.
If you were in this situation, would you go in and call, or would you tell her to go in and call and you hold the dude?
Look, if some dude was greasing his weasel outside my daughter's fucking door, I'd cut him up with a fucking axe in the yard. After I gunned him the fuck down.
Jeez.
They'd come home. The cops would come up to me and find his fucking head on a spike.
What have you learned from all the people dragging the bodies behind their trucks?
Hey, I'll do 3 years for mutilation of a corpse. I'll do 3 years.
Shoot the guy and be done with it.
Trust me. By the time I'm done shooting him,
you don't have to be a demented psychopath.
He will be thoroughly dead. They will not be like, oh, when Keith cut him up with the chainsaw or the fucking axe or the hacksaw or whatever the fuck I have handy to dismantle this motherfucker. They're not going to be wondering, oh, was he still alive when Keith was cutting him up? No, they're not going to be wondering that. Why? 12 shots to the head, bro. Do you know how many bullets are held in a Glock 9? 19 plus 1 in the chamber. That's 20 rounds. I put 3 dead on ass and then just unload on his head before I chop that motherfucker off, bro. Okay, I've been watching a lot of Tarantino this week.
Making you a little aggressive, man.
Well, why are they walking this motherfucker to the gas station? He's getting an armed escort to the fucking store, to the corner store.
Extremely weird turn.
Fucking kneecap this fool, dude. I'm sorry, I'm just jazzed about violence, man. It's 4th of July weekend, dude. Like, hey, Trail of Tears? Don't you let me catch you giving anybody a blanket this weekend. I'll tell you right now, because that's going to be the act of violence of the fucking week, of the century. Who would ever thought giving somebody a blanket would be such a terribly violent thing to do? America, dude. Happy 4th of July, you know?
USA.
USA. Well, I think that sets us up pretty much perfectly for ending on the woman's place in the military. You know, John thinks women's job is to go call the cops. He doesn't think that they belong out there in the parking lot getting their pistol taken away from them, arming the assailant. He thinks they should go call the cops.
Not if they're with me. If they're with another woman.
If they're with another woman.
Then they can probably do it. But if they're with me, I'm going to be holding the gun on the guy, and she's going to be holding the phone in her hand.
Don't act like you wouldn't have already shot this fool. You know you would have.
I probably would have just shot him.
In the yard. In the yard back at the house.
But I don't have kids, though, so I don't know.
I wouldn't even let him put his dick away. I would make him die dick out as he lived.
Like, if he was looking in the window at one of my dogs, I'm not going to kill a dude for that.
No, there's a big difference between your underage daughter in her bedroom and this dude over there.
I still would call the cops, and I'd hold a gun on him.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? But
I don't know, man. I think
I'm not gonna.
You don't think you'd already fucking killed his ass? If he made one step towards me, my life's in danger.
Yeah.
Like I've already watched all the shows.
He's gonna be walking on eggshells.
Yeah. Sitting on.
Sure.
Well, he's gonna be sitting funny with this new asshole I'm about to give him in his fucking face. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just us men. Killer instinct. You know, the need and want to dominate. You know, masters on both field of sport and games of war. Conquerors of nations and worlds. Fellas. You know, I call us the fellas, you know. But looks like women want a little piece of the action. John, have you seen this? A ladies' rights organization said that we need to make it a law that women all sign up for the draft that nobody has to participate in anymore.
Yeah, they want the Supreme Court to see if it is unconstitutional to require men to register for the draft, but not women.
Look, we all learned after Vietnam that the draft is bullshit anyway. All you have to do is leave the country, and you don't have to go to war.
Just go to Canada.
Go to Canada, go to Mexico. I heard it's fucking warm down there. You might have to do just as much fighting. You might see just as much death as you would in any combat situation.
So they're saying that women should be required to sign up for the Military Selective Service Act.
Which is something we don't even make people do anymore.
Why don't they just say they should abolish men having to do it?
Yeah.
Then we'd both still be equal.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have, it probably would save a lot of paper from when you got to sign up. You know.
Well, no, you'd have to do it online.
It's probably all online.
Yeah, you got to do it on your phone. It's one more thing you have to do. And, like, I remember I did it over the phone.
It would save a lot of bandwidth then, anyway.
Yeah, it's just, why fight to participate in iniquity? You know? It's like, this shit's antiquated. It doesn't fucking matter. We don't use the draft anymore. We make dudes sign up for it because woogie boogie, there's gonna be a big war someday. You know, we have a military with lots of people. It's got plenty of people, and we've got this whole unmanned military where you could literally they probably have dudes that look like me flying these fucking drones and shit. And
they don't look like you.
I mean, they probably look a little more gamery. Probably more like Jonah Hill, super bad, fucking like.
Probably fucking, not like Jonah Hill and super bad either.
You know, like fucking with the big fro.
Probably like people that look like astronauts. They're fucking got PhDs and shit, but they're also in shape and part of the military.
Oh, you're telling me that Wayne Knight couldn't play the fucking dude flying the drone over that kills everybody at the wedding? No. You couldn't have some big fat sweating fucking bifocal wearing with the wire glasses.
Probably is like people the same as like real pilots.
Oh. Yeah. Well, anyway, you don't even have to have people in the military anymore. So why are we even talking? We haven't. I don't understand.
I'm just trying to get in the news.
Yeah. Hey, we're an organization, and not only are we going to waste our time, but we're going to waste the highest court in the land's time. You know, this court could be letting white boy Rick out of prison for 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? Overturning them fucking crack charges from back in the day. But no, too busy telling women to sign up, making women sign up for the Selective Service Act. Jesus Christ. I remember when I did that. You did it too, right?
Yeah.
They asked me which branch of the military I would want to join. Like, or they maybe after I signed up for it, they had a recruiter call me or something. Some kind of recruiter called and was like, which branch of the military would you want to be in if you had to serve in the military? And I was like, well, I don't have to serve in the military. I would be what's known as AWOL, absent without leave. And he's like, so you're telling me if you were called to serve your country and fight, you would run away? And I was like, absolutely. That is verbatim what I'm telling you, sir. And he was like, I can't believe you would be so candid about this. And I'm like, well, I'm not a liar. So, coward, not a liar. You know what I'm saying? Different values.
That's funny. I don't think I did that.
What?
I don't remember him asking me any of that shit.
You don't remember him trying to get info about you for recruiters or for recruitment?
I don't think so. No, just filled out a little fucking card and shit. Gave it to him.
Well, I'd already met the recruiters at high school. Did you have that a lot?
School.
Did you have a lot of like recruiters come through your high school?
Yeah, but you didn't have to go through it. They just set up tables. If people that wanted to go would go, if people that didn't.
Oh, yeah, no, I get that. They set them up probably a couple days a week at my high school for a long time because, like, I don't know, small town, like lots of people would congregate over there to meet them just because they were different people. You know, my high school class only had 47 people in it. There was only 390 kids in the whole fucking school, 7 through 12. So
yeah, we had a lot more people.
It's like, oh, there's a new person.
They didn't come that often.
Oh man, they got a lot of people to join too. A lot of guys, which interestingly enough, like all the dudes I know that joined the military from my high school were like thrown out. Or
USA.
Or like disgraced and like made to leave, or like couldn't make it through boot camp. Like, I know that is a horrible thing to say, and that I'm sure I have went to high school with somebody who was distinguished service member or whatever, but I'm saying the dudes that I'm aware of that went to the military, most of them were like shitbags trying to get out of like a charge. They were like, okay, so I got picked up for burglary last night because I got drunk and woke up in the wrong person's house. And so they're charged me with burglary because I was technically drunk underage while after breaking and entering, which is committing a crime after you break and enter makes it a burglary. God damn it. Dad, take me to the Air Force. You know, USA.
There you go. Happy Independence Day.